Welcome back to Enchanted Adventures. Today we're going to continue our tour of the Magic Kingdom from where we left off in Liberty Square. If you haven't seen that video, please go back and check it out. If you enjoy the videos, please be sure to like and subscribe. It's easy and mostly painless, and it really means a lot to us and is a huge help in our effort to get this channel going and to build it up. So sit back, relax, and come along as we dive into the secrets and details of Frontierland. In Frontierland, the Disney Imagineers have brought the American Wild West to the Magic Kingdom, and the atmosphere fully immerses guests into the American frontier. The attractions and design completely express the spirit of the American Wild West in the early 1800s. The earthy colors and buildings built from wood to look more like handcrafted buildings and cabins all bring about the feel and the perspective of the Wild West to Frontierland. So crossing over into Frontierland from Liberty Square, we continue our journey westward and forward through time. Just like in Liberty Square, we can follow the dates through the numbers on the buildings to know when the architectural style was popular. The first building that we see is the Diamond Horseshoe Saloon, a grand show palace common in St. Louis in the 1830s. This table service restaurant is open only during peak crowd times. As you wander into the Old West themed saloon, you immediately notice a center stage. What once was an old entertainment venue now serves as home to a self-playing piano for the entertainment of diners. This restaurant models its decor after an Old West style music hall. The restaurant is an elegant establishment with white and gold colors, beautifully framed photographs and artwork, and an appealing stage. A classic self-playing piano sits center stage in the front of the horseshoe-shaped dining hall. Though not playing, it conjures up its sights and sounds of the Old West theme. The decor appears attractive and sophisticated, and the atmosphere of the Diamond Horseshoe feels cozy and casual. The area of pavement just past the Diamond Horseshoe that looks like planks is meant to signify the crossing of the Mississippi River, leaving St. Louis the gateway to the west. Now we see that the buildings get rougher and the plant life gets progressively more wild as we move into the Wild West. You will notice that there are 3 walkway areas in Frontierland. The raised boards along the edges of the buildings are the same as what you would have found in the towns in the pioneer days. Their purpose was to keep the dust off the bottom of the women's skirts. The pavement in the middle of the walkway, it represents the dusty trail headed west. And the wood along the water's edge resembles the docks that you would have found in the riverside towns. One of the first buildings we come upon is the Frontierland Shooting Arcade, an old-fashioned shooting gallery complete with infrared rifles. This arcade has been here since the Magic Kingdom's opening in 1971. However, over the years the attraction has got a bit of a facelift. Originally, the gun shot lead pellets. Due to the high cost of maintenance, the targets needing to be repainted almost every night, and no doubt safety issues, all 97 targets were replaced with sensors that the infrared beam projected from the rifles will activate. Throughout Walt Disney World, there are many references to Walt Disney and the people who were a part of his life and dreams. In Frontierland, the family name Keppel can be found. One on a burlap sack in a display window, and another in an advertisement for Uncle Keppel and Sons Feed and Farm Supply found near the Frontierland Shooting Gallery. Keppel is the name of Walt and Roy Disney's paternal grandfather, Keppel Elias Disney, born in 1832, and their great-great-grandfather, Keppel Disney, born in 1776. The name was a blend of the surnames of his parents, Robert Disney and Mary Keppel. Frontierland Trading Post is home to Western-themed merchandise, hats, artwork, limited edition magic bands, but mostly Disney pins. If you are looking for pins and pin trading, this Frontier-themed shop is one of the largest in Magic Kingdom that specializes in pins. The Country Bears have been entertaining guests in Frontierland since the Magic Kingdom opened its doors in 1971, and they continue to be one of the favorites among guests. The Country Bear Jamboree hasn't changed very much since it opened, and that contributes to part of its charm. The show features humorous and endearing audio animatronic bears singing folk and country songs. Walt Disney had many projects, plans, and ideas, many of which never came to completion. In the mid-1960s, he had plans to build a ski resort in California's Sequoia National Park to be called Disney's Mineral King Ski Resort. Walt wanted some sort of bear band show to provide entertainment to the guests at the resort. The project was headed by Imagineer Mark Davis. As the plans for the show proceeded, the plans for the ski resort fell through. The Imagineers working on the project decided to place the show in Walt Disney World's Magic Kingdom in time for its grand opening in 1971. So the next time you visit the Country Bears, you can imagine what Walt's ski resort would have looked like. As we move further into Frontierland, we come upon buildings like the Prairie Outpost Supply, giving a Middle West feel. Mark Twain died when Walt Disney was still young and living in Marceline, Missouri, which was much like Mark Twain's Hannibal, Missouri. Disney definitely admired the works of Mark Twain, so much so that he personally designed an attraction with direct references to Mark Twain's Tom Sawyer and Huckleberry Finn's world. Tom Sawyer Island sits in the middle of the rivers of America. In Disneyland, the steamboat circling the island is called Mark Twain. However, in Walt Disney World, it was named the Liberty Bell. Tom Sawyer Island is a place to stop and take a break in the shade, and especially during the hot Florida months. But it is also a place to adventure and explore. Throughout the island, there are constant references to tales and adventures of Tom Sawyer and Huck Finn. The rafts that service the island are named after Mark Twain's favorite characters: Tom Sawyer, Huck Finn, Becky Thatcher, and Injun Joe, and even the dock on the island is called Huck's Landing. The island can only be reached by the rafts. Moving further down into Frontierland, we start to enter the desert Southwest California Gold Rush era. Here we see another nod to history in the Town Hall. Next to the Town Hall building is a small storefront with the signage Chinese Laundry. This is a tribute to many of the Chinese immigrants during the 1800s that began the Chinese laundry businesses in San Francisco. One of the Magic Kingdom's major attractions is Splash Mountain. The attraction is based on the 1946 Walt Disney film Song of the South. The ride features the antics of Brer Fox and Brer Bear's attempts to catch the crafty Brer Rabbit as he looks for his laughing place. Splash Mountain is currently closed and is being rethemed into a Princess and the Frog attraction. After Splash Mountain, we come to the train station. Taking the train is one of the most enjoyable ways to travel, and you can take the train to and from Frontierland. The train seems like the perfect way to travel when in Frontierland, as it fits right in with the theming of the Wild West. Walt Disney was also very passionate about trains, which makes it a great way to remember and feel Walt Disney's influence when visiting Frontierland. The Walt Disney World Railroad Station in Frontierland represents the west coast of the United States. Like the Main Street Station, the Imagineers have filled the Frontierland station with details. Take time to look around. There's always another train coming. Check out the chalkboard, which lists the train times from Frontierland. Note that the train to Big Thunder Mountain is on time. Frontierland Station also has a lost and found department. Well, it's more like a shelf in the Frontierland Station waiting room. If you listen carefully, you will hear a Morse code tapping. It's the text of the speech that Walt Disney delivered on the opening day of Disneyland. The last point in Frontierland is Big Thunder Mountain. Big Thunder Mountain Railroad takes guests on a wild ride through the mines and scenery of the town of Tumbleweed. Big Thunder Mountain was built and opened in Walt Disney World in November of 1980. It was also part of the original Thunder Mesa concept, which never came to completion. Big Thunder Mountain is on 2.5 acres and contains 2,780 feet of railroad track. It reaches an average top speed of 30 miles an hour, which may not be the fastest ride in Magic Kingdom or Walt Disney World, but it's definitely the wildest ride. The railroad trains on Big Thunder Mountain Railroad are named I Be Hardy, I Am Brave, I Am Fearless, You Be Bold, You Are Daring, and You Are Courageous. Each of the 6 trains has an engine and 5 cars. For the wildest ride request, seat in the back rows. For tamer guests, ride in a seat in the front of the train. Okay, that's going to end our tour of Frontierland. What we have covered here just scratches the surface of the details and secrets of Frontierland and its attractions and buildings. We'll dive even further in as we look into other aspects of Disney World. I hope you liked this video and maybe learned some things that will help you appreciate Frontierland a little more the next time you're in the Magic Kingdom. Keep watching and subscribe, and be sure not to miss our upcoming videos.